go. Okay, let's see. Tested. Alright, let's se det att stämma. Okay. All right, so the stream is active, and yeah, hello everyone, and welcome to the Drivers Room Acelith Design Endurance Championship. This is the final round of the season, and today we are at my favorite track, the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Well, technically, the N24 is the absolute favorite, but the Nordschleife itself is just a beautiful track to race on. Not everyone thinks that, but we do have a few in the community that do love this beautiful, long, and technical track. So, some info for tonight. We've actually not run GR4 here before, which is actually quite surprising, but we've run GR4 through the N24 layout. So, there's no lap records to compare, but depending on tires and all that stuff, the front runners will likely be running in 7 to 7:10, 7 minutes to 7:10s in the lap time brackets. So tonight's race is the first Super Enduro on GT7, which apart from being 30 minutes extra, the tire wear and fuel is reduced to 3 and 1 respectively. Tonight's race is also the first race of 2023 where rain could be a possibility. Despite not seeing any rain in the testing and all that stuff, anything can happen. Nordschleife could have rain in the one part of the track and sun and everything in the other. So yeah. So with the lap times being around 7 minutes, the quali has been extended to 20 minutes from 15, and the race time, well, the race finish timer should be a little bit longer as well. So the racing soft should last for about 3 laps, and we do not anticipate any tire stops in quali. So the race should possibly be around 13 laps long, and the fuel pit stop time loss should be around 22 seconds. So most cars will probably have enough fuel to last 13 laps, so there could be a possibility of no fuel stop tonight. So it's going to be interesting to see. And the tire degradation is quite low with the new tire setting, so yeah, this could also be a potential no stopper on the racing hards for anyone crazy enough to do so. So the championship and runner-up spots have already been wrapped up, but there's still plenty to race for tonight, as the results will, of course, contribute to the annual GR4 championship. And the battle is on for the qualification for the Drivers Room Hypercar Handicap Lottery. So with the top 9 being guaranteed an invitation and a draw on Monday for the rest of the entries. So Jaggernaut has been the top class of the field in Season 1, but his Honda NSX could be a very sluggish car off the line, meaning he needs to qualify well to avoid getting bogged down in traffic in the early laps. So maybe the Alphas and the Lambos could be very quick off the line, but they could also be swarmed in the straight. So yeah, it is going to be a very, very interesting race tonight. And with the intro done, as we say hi to Gary in the chat, we do have a guest commentator with us tonight, a 12-time champion of Drek and ADEC combined, Mr. Pluxtheduck himself. Welcome, Plux.
Hello, Kim. How the devil are you?
Oh, I am good. And you?
Yep, all good. Looking forward to 90 minutes of putting these guys through their paces. They've had 7 races to warm up, but let's be honest, this is the real one.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone knows that, you know, every race in ADEC is hard, but turning up and sticking it all on the line here, where it's so easy to make a mistake, especially when you consider the changeable conditions, the night time of day, it's all going to factor into this. We've got an interesting kind of, I think we're at the start at dawn, or we may be at dusk. I'm not quite sure, but either way, it's not going to be a very bright evening. The lights are ablaze, and the guy's going to have to put some effort in tonight. It's not going to be an easy ride.
Oh, no. And you know everything about the Nordschleife. You've been pretty much unstoppable and unbeatable on this track. So yeah, it could end up being a very exciting race for everyone. And experience will probably be key here, I would say.
Experience is always huge here. I've been very lucky to have had, the chance to win a couple of races here. I don't quite have an impeccable record. I did have that one blot in my copybook back in 2021, where I famously stuff it into the wall at YouTube Corner. But I was very, very, very lucky to have a chance to win on 2 occasions, both in Group 3 and Group 2. But yeah, experience will be huge here. Some of the guys here, you're looking at Gadget, you're looking at Jules, Senna. They've all been here since the start. They've got a lot of practice time here. They've got a lot of race experience here. But you've also got, Flapjack. He's going to be pushing hard to try and take one more race off of Jagannat, and of course Jagannat, has had statistically the best season ever of any driver in ADEC, with 6 wins from 7 races. It's the first time I think anyone's ever had a perfect score, at least not since possibly the 2nd ever season. But the points system was very different back then. So in terms of raw points, he does set the record with 624 points scored in the season, and of course he's still got the opportunity to improve on that by a whole 8 points tonight. So let's see if he can manage to put in another performance. But I'm sure all the boys and girls will be trying to kind of improve on that and have a chance to take one off him.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jagannat has just been dominating this season. There's been, I don't know if you watched the first few races, but there has been a lot of chaos on track, a lot of stewards' inquiries after a few of the races, especially on Brands. I don't remember if it was the Group 4 race or
Group
if
4 race.
It was the Group 4.
Last time they were out on these cars, yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of chaos in the first races, but I don't know, maybe too eager, maybe too what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe they just wanted to get through the finish line first, and patience and everything else just went out the window, and chaos and all that ensued. So let's hope everyone is a little bit more cautious tonight, because this is a very very narrow track, and not a lot of room for error.
Nope, not a lot of room for error at all. Requires, you know, a lot of commitment this track, but you can't ever really take it to 10 tenths. You know, the risk is just too high. You know, you're getting, as you said in the intro, a 7-minute lap. If you bent it on the first lap, no, the first lap, first corner, you're looking at 3 minutes of pain getting back round if you stuff it in the wall and take the engine out. So it's a lot of concentration. As you say, there's a chance of rain. You know, you've got such a big circuit that, you know, the weather radar is going to not actually cover much of the circuit if you're trying to get that detailed view. So you could be looking fine and dandy at the start of the lap, but you know, you get up towards the twisty section after the carousel and it could be flooded up there, and you're suddenly on the wrong tyres, and you've got to try and get it back in one piece and get on those right tyres, and then by the time you get there, it could be the wrong conditions again. So, you know, it's a really tough race here. I know last year in the N24 Group 3 race, I think it was F1, took the gamble to put some wet tyres on, and it was completely the wrong decision, and it completely threw his race away. He had the opportunity, like I say, he was trying to steal the march on the field, and actually he got it wrong. The rain didn't come and stay, it just flashed, and actually the slicks were fine. So yeah, absolutely one mistake, either in strategy, either on the track. It's, you know, it could really be costly tonight. Driver's going to win this isn't always going to be the quickest driver on track. You know, it helps. Always it helps because you've got that little bit more bandwidth to be able to process everything that's going on, but it doesn't guarantee anything. You may be quick, but you might be ragged. You may be pushing it every single lap, and then, you know, it's like, well, are you really in control there? Are you really going to be able to manage every situation that comes up? So, drivers got to keep their heads on, and we'll see who can come out on top.
Definitely. Quali should be starting not too long now, 5 minutes earlier than usual. So yeah, consistency is definitely the key here too. With myself, I've never been the fastest around Nordschleife, but I feel like consistency has been one of my stronger sides on this track. Versus you, I think consistency and speed for you has been a lot better than myself.
I've had a lot of practice here. You know, this is a circuit that, you know, and I think you've mentioned this before. You know, myself and Gadget, you know, coming up for 9 years ago, took part in an N24, which was the full 24 hours of the Nürburgring with the GP loop attached, and you know, that was huge amount of preparation went into that. You're looking at, you know, just for the qualifying series for that race was 27 hours of driving between 3 teammates. So, you know, that's more hours just in qualifying than you spent in the actual race. Of course, the difference in that was the fact that you didn't have the tiredness, the stress, and the, you know, all of that. But you know, you put so much work into practice, and then it all came down to the one day. So, you know, I could probably confidently say I've done 1,000 laps or so of this track. You know, it is. Talking of people who've done a lot of laps of the track, Gadget has slightly fallen off, but I'm expecting that's probably something to do with him about to start qualifying.
Yeah.
So, you know, as we get into the qualifying, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who can come out on top. And just, you know, qualifying itself is a challenge here.
Yeah.
We've got the extended qualifying of 20 minutes, of course, but that still only leaves you 2 laps. You know, you do have an opportunity, if you do make a mistake on your out lap, to get a chance in for a second one. But if you've crossed the line, you know, and got too far around that lap, you know, you may not have time to get back round again. If you make a mistake late in the lap, so you've got to be careful here. You can't give it everything until you've got that banker in. I'd say if you get the first lap in, you can get the get a chance for a second one. It's, as we've seen, Jules drop out of the race. I'm not quite sure what's happened there. But yeah, the qualifying isn't as easy as other tracks where you just go out, you blast a load of laps, and if you make a mistake, just jump back to the pits and off we go again. You know, it's a really considered approach that you've got to take, as it looks like Jules unfortunately isn't going to be able to join us tonight.
No.
Hopefully the burger van hasn't crashed into his house.
Well,
why don't you take us through our runners and riders tonight, Kim?
What?
Well, we're on a 7-minute long outlap.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have a restart of the quali if Gadget notices it. Yeah, they're all now doing their outlaps, but I don't know what's going to happen now if Gadget's going to restart.
Well, we do have the opportunity to have, host set the grid, I believe, again now. So, if we, at Gadget's discretion, it may be possible to get Jules back in from the back.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we have the 5-minute break now between qualifying and the race. So it very well could be that is something that has time to do. But yeah, like I say, go through everyone who's on the circuit tonight, and we can get back round in time for the actual laps to start. Yeah.
So Luco now in the front in the mighty Dodge Viper, a car I've never enjoyed in Group 4. And we do have Gadget in the Alpha, one of my favorite touring car Alphas. So it's going to be interesting to see what that puppy can do. With the latest physics update and stuff like that, I have no idea where Gadget and Vlave will be able to end up in those two cars, but still going to be interesting to see. Flappy in the mighty Godzilla. Yeah, let's hope he's not struck by a large amount of bad luck tonight. And we have Dennis also in the Alpha. I don't think I've seen him on track in that Group 4 yet. So, and Bacchus in the Lambo Huracan. We have Ivan in the Alpha as well. Mickey, he is in the good old McLaren, one of my favorite Group 4s. We have Juggernaut in the M4R colors in the NSX, also a very good looking livery. H-Boss also in the Huracan, and did have a pretty decent race on Brands the last time these cars were out. KG Racing, we haven't seen too much from him in the Impreza, but he has been consistent, and he could have possibly been able to challenge a few people, but I think his strategy has been wrong a few times. Ricey in his, what did he call it, melon car?
Yeah, is it melon or a lettuce or a cucumber?
Yeah, melon or lettuce. Hey, Jules. And Grim in the heavy Bugatti. That's yeah, don't know how that car will run around here, but we'll see. It should have the speed, but I don't think so, Jules. Ask Gadget if he can set the grid or something. Should be possible to get you back in as soon as the quali is over. And Senna is in the pits in the Viper. I think, yeah, okay, he's running now, so.
I think he's just trying to offset himself from the rest of the grid.
Possibly.
So one thing I did want to point out was we've got almost a 50-50 split of rear-wheel drives to four-wheel drives tonight. So if the rain does come, there will be a distinct advantage for those with four-wheel drive, of course. So that could be a deciding factor if it does get seriously wet. Of course, we're not expecting, from what we've seen in practice, the variable weather hasn't thrown up a lot of rain. But I've said it now, so it's probably going to downpour for at least half the race.
Yeah, you never know. It could change things for sure in the final race.
Absolutely.
And Luco and Bacchus, they've both had a lot of good races this season, but I think they've been struck by bad luck more than anything. And the last one, it was a lot of bad luck for these two.
Yep.
They were doing very good, but bad luck generator struck them down.
Yeah, Luco seems to be kind of eternally cursed. I think, especially in that Viper, I think he's almost won a race in that thing about 4 times. I think he has won one. I think, maybe. I may be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he's been quick at least once. And in it, I know he had to bail out of a race from the lead once in it, so he does seem very cursed in that car. He has absolutely monstered the best of those tyres, though.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's probably going to be most of them.
Well, the tires now, the tire model is very weird because when you're all the way to the red, you still have some grip on the rest of the car. So we'll go over with a lap with Luco and take us through the track.
So we're down into Schmitt's curve, second gear corner, you get on the power hard as you head down to Hatzenbach. There's, I think, a small lift in the route force. No, it is flat in qualifying. On the soft tyre, of course, as you get to the hards. Now through one of the most technical sectors, absolutely fantastic when you get it right. Clip the 2 apex curves, get on the back of the back hard. Then you're going to be just dipping the gears through here. As we see, Luco has bailed and didn't get down to 3rd gear in time.
Oh,
We will jump back with someone else.
yeah, Gadget then.
With Gadget then, as we come through the same sector of 3rd gear. Now, down into 2nd gear or stay in 3rd. It's a choice through there. Depends on the gearing of the cars. The Alpha now builds up to 4th, into 5th as we come down towards the fearsome Flugpats. A little bit of air over the rise, and then he's going to be flat through here on the soft tyres. A little bit of a lift. So actually, I think he should have lifted earlier there, compromised his exit there, and of course it's a long run down to Arenberg there. So he's going to be picking up speed up to the 6th gear, about 155, 160 miles an hour as we flick it left. This is a deceptively difficult corner, it's off camber as we head down to Arenberg. Brake just at the end of the curbing there, down to 3rd gear. Get that nose in, fighting the 4-wheel drive system. Could have run out a little bit wider through the curve. 1 minute 18.9 as we head under the first of what I consider the markers for a reasonable lap. Head down through the forest section, through the compression. Car's absolutely rock solid through there. 6th gear as he doesn't quite take much of that bump as I thought he might. Then just feed it through here, through the horseshoe. 2nd gear, get that nose in. And again, you can see he's fighting the front of the car already. The tyres are past a little bit of their best. 4th gear now past. This is a fast section. It's deceptively slow though, this corner. You've got to get off there. Don't hit that curve too hard. Oof, Gadget risking it there. Down to 3rd gear. This one's also deceptively slow because it kind of snakes back on itself. Then after that board on the left hand side, down to 2nd gear. No, he's going for 3rd through there. Fair enough. The torque of the Alpha there giving him a lot of punch with the 4-wheel drive. And just get through the apexes there, now through miss, hit, miss. Oh, that's a awkward line through there. Took a lot less speed through there than I was expecting, but these cars don't have a look at downforce. Take a fairly comfortable line through there. Gadget was a very smooth driver though. Does like to kind of not wrestle the car too much. Up through. Oh, that was uncomfortable as we go through Nicky Lauda's unfortunate crash bridge. This corner is probably the hardest on the circuit, or one of them. Very difficult corner as we head towards Bergwerk. So left-hand flick, this is flat. Up to 5th gear, now you spot the board on the right-hand side, hit the brakes, and hang on as you try to avoid the bump. You can tell Gadget's running quite a lot of rear brake bias there. You can see the rear of the car snap out. That's how you know he's running a lot of rear brake bias, trying to get that nose in, but at these higher speed corners, it is causing a bit of an over-rotation effect, and he's probably losing a little bit of time because he's over-rotating and having to catch the car. So through the slower and the medium speed corners, yeah, that works really well, but I think maybe he needs to dial that effect back a little bit through those corners, let the car roll in a little bit more comfortably as we head up the long road up towards Callanhard. Deceptively hard corner this, it looks flat, but it's not. You've got to just lift off through there in the Route 4 cars. Oh, just about keeps it alive. I was about to say he looked wide, then he manages to hold on to it. That's probably cost him close to a second though, that mistake. Just by getting a little bit too wide there, he had to come off the power, and of course he's dirtied up his tyres. He actually goes for the slightly wide apex line through there. He's being caught by Flapjack behind him, I believe, as we head up to the carousel. This is 50 miles an hour through here, pretty much in every car. That is as much speed as you can take through there in anything that isn't a fan car. And now we come up to the twisties. They're all about getting the line right through here. 4th gear. Up to 5th now, down 1 gear as he hits the apex curve there. Down another gear through here. No, he's going for the low rev approach, down to 3rd. Get it in through the camber. And this one's all about flowing it over the apex through this section. So down, up to 5th, down to 4th. Gets it over that curve and throws it back right. Another deceptive corner here. It's cambered on the way in, but off camber on the way out. And it's very easy to run wide there. Now brake early because you're coming downhill, down to 3rd gear, stamp on the power, and then again, back to the right, down to 3rd gear, run it out onto the AstroTurf on the outside. You've got 4-wheel drive now as we come down to YouTube corner, down to 3rd, don't run onto that curb and crash into that wall on the right hand side and ruin your win. Then down to 3rd, get the power later than you think because the road snakes back. That's a nice exit there from Gadget. This is a pretty good lap, but Flapjack is catching him and he's going to get the slipstream down the Dottinger straight at this moment. Flapjack has absolutely nailed his time as we head through Flats Garden 1, also where I binned it back in 2021. As we head over 4th gear, now 5th gear as we exit, down to Flats Garden 2. Hang on through the bumpy roller coaster, hit that curb, stay away from that piece of grass, then run it flat through here. Now there's a gantry on the right hand side, you can see it there. Brake after here, carry the speed in, try and keep it smooth. Now down to 4th gear as he flicks it back left, and mind out for that sand on the right, it will eat your lap time. And now as we head towards the mini carousel, dive it in deep, hope it sticks and throw the power back on. I've binned it there as well. As we head towards the Dottinger corner, you've got to just clip the inside of that bump. Wait, power on, lift off now, get the nose in, and all about getting that speed on out the corner. Beautiful run there by Gadget, really well measured. He's going to have a car that's like a brick down the straight line though. Watch as Flapjack in that wing mirror is catching him. He's going to get a lovely tow down the straight. He's already 3 or 4 miles an hour quicker down that back straight. 150 miles an hour topping out for the Alpha. Here comes the Nissan. Is Flapjack going to try anything, or is he going to be sensible? He's going to try it. So they run side by side on the Cinderbilstein Bridge. Flapjack there gets a perfect tow there. As we head towards this corner, you've got to wait, brake now, down to 3rd gear. Run it, oh, 2nd gear in these cars. 2nd gear, run it over there. This is a deceptive corner. 2nd gear. Flapjack giving it everything out of that corner. Let's see what the lap times are. It's a 7:02 for Flapjack, it's a 7:08 for Gadget. And that's a lap of the Nordschleifer. You see Vlave quicker than his wiser older teammate. See if anyone else is on a decent lap time right now. Looks like it's going to be Flapjack at the moment with the best lap time so far. Oh no, it's Jaggernaut in the NSX, takes it by a second. Let's see if anyone can carry on improving their second lap, because Flapjack got that massive slipstream down the back of the Dottinger, so that's going to have really helped on his lap time. Hi everyone in the chat, I hope you're having a good time. I'm not quite sure where Kim's disappeared to now. I thought he would have jumped and laughed at me when I said I pinned it.
I forgot myself, I was on mute there. Yeah, Bacchus is on, has the damaged car now, so yeah, he's not going to improve.
Anyone else on a lap? Luco has just finished his out lap, so he too He's going to start his second attempt. Of course, he binned it on the first one. Let's see what he can do. He's going to have
Ricey has some
fresh
damage.
tyres.
KG damage. Dennis damage. Mickey damage. Bacchus damage. So yeah, from 6th place up to 9th, 10th. Yeah, 9th.
All got damage.
All got damage. And Grim is on his flyer now. Interesting to see what he can make of that Bugatti.
Flapjack up by a 10th in the first half of the lap on the purple lap time. So Flapjack's giving it some, but of course his tyres are going to degrade. Is he going to be able to carry the speed once we get over to the twisty section? Flapjack is absolutely making the most of his four-wheel drive system. He's on the grass half the time. He's decided to attach the lawnmower attachment to that GTR today.
Yeah, he's gone full Jason tonight.
He has gone full Jason, but he's making it work for himself. So, you know, you've got to respect that. Oh, Flapjack trying to make that work. That was a big slide through there.
Ricey with a 729, so that still is him in 10th place. I'm just going to take a look at Grim.
Jaggernaut has decided to put the hazards on. Don't know if that was a decision or if it was a an unconscious error.
This track must be very fun for Gadget in VR as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Gadget and Dennis both in VR.
I think Flappy also has gotten himself a VR headset, but if he's using it tonight, that is a different matter. I don't know.
Flapjack with a half-second penalty, so all that lawnmowering's coming back to bite him now. Let's see if he is still up as we come to the uphill straight. He's up on himself, but he's no longer purple. Let's see if Jaggernaut is looking purple at the moment. He is stuck behind Bacchus at the moment, so he's going to be getting some wash.
8:07 for Gran.
To be fair, he is having to wrangle a Bugatti round, so
yeah,
that's never going to be a good car choice for this track. But hats off to Grim for trying it. It's like turning up, you know, in ACC in the Maserati GT4. Anyone who knows what I'm on about will get that.
I have not driven the GT4s there yet, so I can't say.
Well, put it this way, GT4s tend to have modern refinements such as ABS and traction control. Maserati decided these are for the weak. It has no ABS and no traction control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bottle, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember if it was on the dotting or on the back straight, so yeah, I think Flapjack's chance to improve is well and truly gone with that half-second penalty.
And hello, Too Fast, as well.
Yep. Hey, MS. Nice to see you, buddy.
So yeah, I don't think Jaggernaut's gonna improve. While we see Flappy's just going balls to the wall, full speed ahead.
Yep. He's already destroyed those soft tyres, though. Wow.
But with the new tire wear model, he can, you know, go all the way down to the red now. But
absolutely. But in terms of raw pace, they're not going to be nearly what they were. He is still somehow a tenth up himself, but he has picked up another half second for his trouble. So I'm not quite sure it was worth it.
But oh my goodness, yeah! Look at Ivan's front left there.
Yep.
If he's gonna be on those for 3 laps, it's yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting ride.
I'm very curious about the strategies tonight. A hard tire could be a potential no stop if they're good enough, and that's 718 for Senna.
Yes.
Putting him in 6th.
Yeah, good lap for Senna. Especially when you consider a lot of cars that are behind him have got damage, so they won't be improving. You know, sometimes just getting around the lap without making a mistake gains you the most. And just get it done, sort of thing. Not muck about.
there's still a noticeable performance loss on the red, but it doesn't kill you like it did at one point. That is true, Bottle.
You mean the whole of GT Sport?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my tyres are dead. I cannot go around a single corner.
Halfway on the tire wear there, and yeah, you had to go in because the tires were dead.
I mean, it was probably worse than that. Do you remember the peak?
Yeah.
The peak of ADEC multi-stop strategies where we
Mhm.
were stopping 6 times a race
Yeah.
for some super softs because the pit stop time was like 3 seconds. Those were crazy days.
Oh yeah.
It was when you won or lost a race on the first stint basically. If you dropped a pit stop behind after the first like 10 minutes, you were done. It was absolutely mad. There was no strategy. It was just who was the quickest driver.
Bathurst, 3 seconds. Yeah. Bottle.
Yeah. Bathurst became basically the graveyard of people's dreams and aspirations because
Yeah.
you had to just give everything on every lap on a track that's so unforgiving. It was mad. Gadget's
707
improved.
for Gadget, so fourth.
Yes. Very respectable. Very respectable for Gadget. When you consider he's, what, less than a second behind his teammate. His teammate doesn't improve. I don't think Jackanat's going to improve either. Yep, he's already slower. So yeah, looks like that's going to be our grid unless we see an app. Oh no, Luca has also not taken it any further. Anyone else on an actually competitive lap? No. Dennis decided something interesting. He's got hard tyres on the front in qualifying. That is interesting. Well, he's not going to have any issues with oversteer, put it that way.
No. But the front tires will definitely take a beating, so that could be his strategy for his first stint.
Hey, Blue. Yes, Bottle, I was referring to that Group 1 race.
That Group 1 race was insane. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was the Group 1 race that no one in Tier 1 wanted to win. We had a succession of bottles, which is ironic when you consider Bottle ended up winning it. That was back in the era of VGTs only in Group 1.
Yeah, that's right.
After we had the first season where it was LMPs only, we swapped to VGTs only. With the Audi that could handle could only hold its charge for 1 lap. And the difference in lap time was like a second and a half. It was quite amusing. But yes, I think my Bottle tried to throw that race about 3 times. I think G Rabbit threw it away once, and I threw it away twice.
Okay, Jules and me have both asked the questions now, so okay. Well, I am, while we wait for the race and everything to start, I'm just gonna take a quick bio break, and we'll be back when the race starts.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I have got copies of the screenshots if required, so I can go through the standings if we do need to do a manual grid.
Yeah, do that.
Indeed, Bottle, it was me and the Audi that was have to enter their tunes again. Well, that's a reasonable compromise. Just gonna. Yep. So, like I say, I'm sure no one's massively surprised by the results that we've seen. It's the 2 guys who've kind of been at the top all season, taking the first 2 positions. With always, the gaps are massively enlarged usually here at the Nordschleife. So yeah, Jagant's taken the pole by a second and a half, but any other track, that's probably closer to a tenth. So, these two are probably going to be really close in the race. I think if there's wet weather, Flapjack's really got an advantage there. If it stays dry, maybe Jagant's better front tire wear is going to come into its own. Again, as Kim said right at the start of the stream, the NSX isn't a great starter. But the hey H boss, nice to hear from you, buddy. Um, the fast start of the GTR is gonna be quite good, but the run to the turn one at Sabine Smith's curve is not very long, and then you've got the two Alfa Romeos just behind, which are going to be lightning fast off the line. Actually, to be fair, the first six cars, only one is not four-wheel drive. So Jaganek's going to have his wits behind him, actually.
All right, looks like we get a manual grid start. And Ricey has crashed as well, it seems. Has he?
He's still in the lobby. Maybe he crashed on his lap. I think maybe that's what you mean. Ricey, did
Oh,
you mean you crashed on your quali lap, or did you mean you've crashed in the game?
well, he's still in the lobby,
He
so...
is still in the lobby.
Okay, you've been in the quali.
Ah, yes.
If it's one thing I really don't like in the lobbies, it is to set the grid manually, but sometimes it's just not avoidable, if that's the right word for it. So,
Yeah, I think, let's be honest, it's better to have, Jules have the chance to race than
absolutely.
lose that opportunity. It's one of the few things. It's one of the things that ACC does a lot better. Is if you drop out in a session, you can jump straight back in.
Ah, so you're not locked away
You're
from the
not locked
quality.
away.
Okay, that's good. Reset the 3 laps. Yeah, he needs to fix that as well.
Hey, good to see you racing again, Ricey. It's nice to be back in the comms booth for a guest appearance. Um, it's a track I love, and I couldn't turn Kim down for his kind offer to have me in the booth. And it should be good to see them get going. I think it's going to be a tough one to call this one. I think, the weather is always an unknown.
Mm.
We think it's probably going to stay dry for the first um,
Oh,
4,273 seconds till the qualifier starts. Good.
uh, uh,
That's a good number of seconds till qualifying starts.
so yeah, Gadget messed up a little bit there, so I think the lobby will restart shortly.
Anyone got any lift music?
A little bit of issues for the final race. It has to be accepted.
Hey Dawson, how are you? Long time.
Hello, Dawson. Also one of the fast guys in here.
Yep. Holds the lap record, I believe, for the Group 3 in the N24 variant.
Lobby back open.
think he set that way back in 2020 in Season 2, rounds. Oh, here's testing my knowledge. Oh, 2020 Season 2, round 7. Either 6 or 7. I know the final round was Red Bull Ring, um, in the wet. Yeah, I'm good, Dawson. Good, Dawson. Indeed. It's another long weekend upcoming, so should all be grand. Yes, race being 3 laps is an interesting choice. Everyone's decided to get the Samba bus out to make it last 90 minutes.
Yeah, the Samba bus I have a Porsche engine or something in it with 600 horsepower. Can't drive
Okay,
that.
well, your Samba bus may do more than 3 laps.
But the problem is I can't do a straight line drive either because it just wants to kill you.
That was indeed a long time ago, Dawson. Yeah, I mean, I will admit I've not done any serious racing on GT since the end of 2021. I've moved over to ACC. You still on iRacing?
That's what you moved on to.
I believe it was iRacing. He definitely moved to PC. I think NASCAR style stage racing may add a different element to ADEC than what we were expecting in this series.
Yeah, May the 4th.
It
May
is
the
indeed May the
Force.
4th. Yeah, I could totally get that. ACC's physics are I think very well done at what they do, but what they do is very limited. Um, yeah, they do literally just GT3, GT4, and if you don't like how they feel, it doesn't have a lot to offer. iRacing, it's got a lot of stuff, but also a lot of cost. uh, Bluey's already broken that in real terms, but he would well and truly break my record for wins in a season then, and absolutely all power to him. It's been an incredible run. Indeed, but weeping into an empty wallet. Yeah, I think every sim racer who's ever bought a sim rig has the same feeling though. I dare not think. Actually, I'm sad enough to know how much I have sunk into this silly hobby. Because, and I'm sure you're shocked, Kim, I did a spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet for the wheels and all that stuff. Yeah.
I'm not announcing to the world in live to the world what the value comes out to. I'm not doing it. Oh, it is a fantastic hobby, and it's full of joy. It's also full of pain and suffering and stress sometimes. But that sometimes happens. And usually when you're trying to catch Dawson. I mean, what?
Yeah, my next purchase is gonna be the a driving rig setup, so
Yeah,
I can actually use my new wheels and pedals because if I
you
press the
need to
brake
mount it.
pedal too
Yeah,
much, my office chair just goes backwards. Can't really put on any brake force.
it's because you've got a load cell now, haven't you? You got
Yeah,
the
yeah,
TGT2, didn't you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Okay, he's reloading to. There we go, 90 minutes. Did everything. Yeah, Jules is going downward, so I think we see the grid change in.
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of grid changing and people coming into the. I think the positions are set correctly, but it's when people enter
Mm.
that they start dropping into the right places.
Stuff
Yeah,
happens.
Bottle, I know IR's the place for you as much as it makes me weep because I want to get you back to do some ACC stuff on console at some point. Mostly because I want, more opportunities to have sequential numbered cars in the same race. I mean, what? No, we're going off on one there. I don't have the record for the least number of wins in a season.
That
And it's Jag
yeah, that is Jag.
with one. Jag's about to have also the record for the most number of wins in a season. I think maybe Blue meant to put Jag.
Yeah, that was crazy. And
Last season was amazing.
yeah, the
It truly
2022.
was. It was a
Jag
fantastic
had
game.
1 or 2 victories and
One.
just
I think it was one.
one. And then he just managed to win it overall. That was crazy.
Yeah, I think Bottle had 2, Blue had 2, I think Luca had 1. But yeah, it was a
Gadget had
crazy
1.
season.
I seem to
Gadget
remember.
had 1.
Yeah.
Gadget had 1. So yeah, it was a really mixed season. That's alright, Blue. Similar numbers, 4, 5. I mean, not that I manufactured that at all. There's no point me trying to play coy and candid with it. Obviously, Jag is running in the M4R car. And
Gadget needs to pay attention to his tire. From what you can see in the pit, he is on wet tires, so he needs to change that before the race begins.
At the same time, imagine the scenes.
Well, as long as he doesn't do a Jason that we did in the Christmas series. Okay, he's gone over to medium now.
Yeah, that is true. Bottle has just made a good point. New lobby, new weather.
Yeah, that is true.
So whilst the first 5-10 minutes may be the same because it's broken into slots, who knows what will happen after 10 minutes? But yeah, like I was saying, obviously cards on the table. Jag is the Emperor car in the field, but I thought, ooh, that's a lovely crash by Senna there into a wall. But obviously, we will be as impartial as possible. But there's a small part of me that's always going to want to see a blue car at the front.
Of course. I've always been a fan of the M4R livery.
It's gone through a few versions. You never know, there may be a new version for next season. But yeah, it's had a lot of tweaks and tunes and changes and updates. Yeah, most of them are alright. Some of them weren't. Oh, that's some nice off-roading there from Flapjack. I love it when you just cut to a new little mini clip of the track and you see someone else doing doing something interesting. People pushing the limit.
Wait a minute. Oh. I saw Mickey's windshield wiper going, and it's actually raining on track right now.
Oh, it is raining.
From
Oh.
what I heard, there is not going to be any rain in the race for the first 10 minutes, but after that, anything is possible.
Well, it's been 5 minutes, so actually the rain's going to happen immediately. So
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how that's happened, but it has. So hello. Jaganak's going to be looking behind him because it is raining. It's not just spitting. It's almost up to Intis conditions already. So it's going to be an interesting race. If it rains for say the first 10 minutes, and then stays dry after that, does Jag have the best overall dry pace and can get it back after what he's going to lose against the four-wheel drive cars at the start?
Not good to say.
I don't know. And will we see one of the two alphas outperform the GTR? We don't really know what the difference in the wet these cars are going to be. Should reset to CO5. Maybe it was a mistake. Who knows? We'll find out. Or it's going to tip it down.
Yeah, this could be very interesting.
Mm.
And H-Boss is cautiously now going for the intermediates. So, Grim as well, split on the intermediates. It could come back to bite them in the rear end. If this weather is what we're starting with. But we are going to do a quick setting check. Event settings. Yeah, it starts for 0:05 at the weather and random all the way to the finish. So,
Well, Backus just aquaplaned straight off the track in his four-wheel drive Lamborghini on slicks. So four-wheel drive's only going to help you so much. The wet weather is brutal here. I think if it does do this, we may see everyone into the pits on the first lap, probably for repairs.
As we see, Backus off again.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, this could be very interesting.
Yep.
I feel like taking a look at Jag as Jules is parked. I've driven the Group 4 NSX in a couple of dailies on my second account, and I will say the Group 4 NSX is a very lovely car to drive.
Oh, aquaplaning for Jag.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it's a good car. I remember when I first drove it back in 2020 at Bathurst, and it was rather special. Then they put 20 kilos of weight in it, and it became a little bit less special for a while. But it's still a great handling car.
Well, I do remember the Group 3 Renault that you ran on Spa in the rain. That was I have no idea how the hell you managed to keep that thing on track. But
what, you mean when I was power sliding it out of Bruhan on every lap, and you and Gadget were getting more and more concerned at the level of slip angle that was going on.
that was
as I was taking. I was having to take 4 seconds a lap out of Jag and that.
That wasn't circuit racing. That was Drift King racing from Plux himself.
The problem with the Renault was, back on GT Sport, it had the most absurd torque curve. Mm-hmm. It has a better one now. It's more like the GTR, where they share the same engine. But the map on the Renault back on GT Sport was basically nothing. It was like an 80s turbo. It was nothing, everything. So you had to keep the revs in, I think, above 6,000 at all times.
Oh.
If you wanted any power, maybe 5.5 to 7,000. That was your power band, and that was it. And it meant it was ferocious out of the corners if you got it wrong. But if you were balancing it in that sort of range, it was actually quite controllable because you knew what you were getting. What made it uncontrollable was the jump. It also meant it was interesting in a straight line. Because if you try to, anyway, we are
Yep.
going green.
Waiting for 5 red lights to go out, and the final round of ADEC Season 1 2023 is on its way. Juggernaut is in reverse. Let's hope he notices. Juggernaut does not notice! And it's a good start from Flappy and
That's an interesting choice of starting condition.
yeah.
But Flappy is away. I mean, most importantly, incredible job by everyone there to avoid the Honda going the wrong way. That was an incredible recovery from everyone. But Flapjack with a great start. Vlave already on the back of him, trying to make that Alpha work before he gets to the first straight where that Alpha is going to die. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite get there, and now I think we're going to see Flapjack absolutely disappear. He's going to be on the soft tyres, so he's going for that two-stop strategy. We've got Vlave on the mediums on the front, so I think he's probably going to go for a 1. H-Boss holding off Juggernaut. Juggernaut very wisely backs out of that one. He gets the better run on the exit though, but they're both going to be in the slipstream of Gadget.
Yeah, the alphas are just crucified in the straight line. No blue. Jag had his car into reverse, as we see. Gadget is still trying to hold off Boss and Jag.
Yep, he's going to have to be careful. There's not really a clean overtaking spot available until
The little back straight before the carousel.
Yeah,
right?
in real terms, yeah, the back straight. Unless someone makes a mistake, there's H-Boss making a mistake. So he's going to drop the position there. He recovers it well though. So it's worth pointing out that the rain could come at any time in this first slot. To be as Bottle has said to me, the weather condition at the start of its slot is 100% of what it should be, but it will start making the transfer at some point in the previous slot. So what we saw previously was it was going to be torrential rain at 10 minutes, but it started the rain 5 minutes in, so it would build to be at 10 minutes by then. So that's why we saw it earlier than we expected. It wasn't that the rain was coming in 10 minutes, it was that the rain was going to be at a certain level at 10 minutes. As we see Jag all over the back of Gadget again.
One thing to notice now,
away.
Bacchus is on intermediates.
Bacchus is on intermediate. That is a strategy roll. Look at the queue behind him. That's over half the grid is all in a snake behind the... This is a absolutely bizarre race. There is and of course we've got Dennis on the hard tyres in a car that is going to be... I mean, you can see the grip difference out of that corner, but he's got actually less front grip than almost everyone behind him, but he's got no straight line speed. So he's going to struggle to overtake anyone as we get back to the... This is where we're going to see if
we have Bacchus off the track. He could not keep that car on track.
Oh no. The gamble has not worked as we get back to Juggernaut and Gadget. Well, will Juggernaut find a way past? He's alongside as we head up towards Callanhard. I think it's Callanhard. No, he couldn't make it happen. He's going to sit in behind and wait till the Dossinger now. Again, unless Gadget... Now, Gadget has a tendency to make a specific mistake at the carousel. So let's see if he can manage to not do that in this race. I think twice has managed to loop it on the inside of the carousel. So let's just keep an eye out and see if he can make sure he makes it through the carousel.
Carousel is devious, but it's such a pleasure to drive.
It's safe again.
When you can do it right and safe for the moment. It shouldn't be any overtaking spot downhill, should it? Oh, we see some damp on the track. You're right,
There
it's
is
raining.
damp on the track. Here we go. It's not just a little bit wet. Oh, Bacchus is going to be kicking himself for that mistake. He'd be flying in these conditions. Oh, he made the right move, but he's crippled the car and he's 25 seconds off the pace.
Second to last place
who is going
now.
to make the mistake? Flapjack has got a couple of seconds, but he's the one who doesn't know what's coming. He has the advantage of four-wheel drive, but he is the pathfinder. Flav can watch what he's doing, following his tyre tracks. Flapjack has the advantage of, in one way though, he's going to spend the least amount of time on the wrong tyres. He's got the shortest time before he gets back to the pits, as long as he keeps it on the island.
Well, not long until the back straight now, the big one. What do you call it? Dottinger? Dottinger. Yeah.
And Flav is taking advantage of the fact that he's the second in the queue. He's gained about a second on Flapjack because Flapjack doesn't know what he's about to hit. We just crossed over into aquaplane territory on the slicks. These guys are going to have to be so careful into these last couple of corners. And Flav is... Oh, he just about holds it on. Let's see how Jaggernauts doing in that rear-wheel drive car. He's going to start getting some snappiness.
Isn't the Group 4 NSX a four-wheel drive?
Nope, mid-engine rear-wheel drive.
Are you? Oh. Oh, and we have Flav off. Flav's
off. He gave it too much. Watch how much that NSX is twitching around. Gadget's off.
Oh no!
Both the alphas have gone. But no damage for Gadget. Damage for Flav.
Oh, Gadget's off again and damage. We have Flav as well following.
Jaggernauts dropped it as well. Flapjack's got away with this. He's going to have a huge advantage. But is it still raining? No, the rain stopped.
Ooh. Well, it could be raining somewhere else on the track, but...
It could be, but there is some rain happening on... There's a little bit of rain in places.
Oh, KG Racing is going off on the straight. Don't know what's going on there. And we have Jules all the way in last place now.
Who's gonna pit?
Second to last.
Flappy is in. Jaggernaut is also in. No, Jaggernaut stays out.
Oh, and
there's a big roll of the dice.
He struggles. He struggles out of the last turn.
He struggles, but it's not raining.
Is it not?
It's not. I don't think it is.
No, it's not. It's not. There's no windshield wipers on Jaggernaut's car right now.
It depends if Jaggernaut's has got his set automatically or if set them manually.
Yeah, that's
set
true.
them to be manual. A lot of drivers have got them off.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's raining anymore.
Yeah, I think it stopped. Grimlock has... I think Grimlock's were on auto and his have now stopped. Oh, this is a real roll of the dice. But Jack's got damage now.
Ricey's off. Ricey's continued. Luco has continued. Flappy's on Inters.
Yeah, Jag's picked up damage.
Oh. Let's
and
see
it is
if we can
grabbing the car. That is some
get
really
that.
bad damage.
No, that was before. Our replay cameras can get it.
Yeah. Who's made big moves? The boss is up a few positions, I think. He's up ahead of Gadget. The boss has done a good job out of this.
Let's see if I can find the button. Yeah, the boss is on Inters now. Did he go in?
I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I think he. Yeah,
he must
went
have
in.
done. Yeah, he's on an outlap, so yeah, he did go in, but he's jumped Gadget. So Gadget must have had and Ivan both had terrible pit stops. KJ's wipers are on, and I think that's... Yeah, the weather is dropping, the rain is coming back down, but Flapjack's caught 4 seconds on Jag because of the damage, I think. If Jag had managed to keep this clean, I think he would have gained out of this, but now he's going to have to pit at the end of the lap, and it's going to drop him back behind.
Can't
It's a
see any.
22-second pit stop, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see any spray on Flappy's front windshield, so
Luco up to 3rd from 11th.
that's not.
That's...
Yeah.
And he is catching Flappy because he's on the right tyres. Flappy is going to burn those tyres out in about a lap or two. He needs it to rain. He's going to be searching for puddles. He's going to have to search for puddles. It is right on the crossover right now between slicks and inters. The inters are better at points, but I think Luco's going to start catching him as soon as that starts to drop a little bit more. Oh, Flappy out on the grass a little bit.
Yeah, Flappy's gonna be desperate to find the wet parts of the track right now, the tarmac.
Yep. He's just about pulling away from Luco in the low speed where the 4-wheel drive's really helping, and the rear-wheel drive is really costing Luco a little bit. But when we get into the medium to high speed stuff, I think it will go back the other way, but it's hard to tell. Luco's not daring to push for obvious reasons, so I think Flappy is going to pull away, but it did look like for a bit that Luco was catching.
Yeah, he's
So
catching
currently-
a tiny bit. But, oh, Luco is off. No damage so far, but, oh, he went off a little bit. Bacchus
So
and
far,
Ricey,
the inters
Boss.
are working the best. I think Flapjack, as long as he keeps this on the island, has probably got this one quite comfortably. He's made the right call of being on the right tyres at the right time.
Luco's dropped the position to Bacchus now, and he's got
Yep.
Ricey and Boss all over him.
But Luco's got no damage, Bacchus has got damage. And he is slow as anything down that straight because of it.
Oh, shit. Yeah. That's gonna hinder him a little bit.
Got Ricey with them as well. He's got damage. Oh, almost a mistake. That's a brave place to make an overtake.
Oh.
And you got... Oh, Luco's off. You got Gadget making moves on the inters.
Just a little too wet on the track for Luco.
Yep.
Could not rotate the car.
Flapjack is now back with Jaggerat, so he's made that entire pit stop back up thanks to Jag's mistake and staying out. So the wet is not coming off the track as quickly as I thought. It's still quite wet up at this end. You can see the rooster tails coming from Jag's car. I would be surprised if Jag fights this too hard. He's going to be on the wrong tyres. The thing that Jag needs to do is not go off the racing line.
Just struggles to get it through.
Yeah, that's the damage and the bad tyres, but well done guys for getting through that. But yeah, I think Flappy's probably got this one fairly comfortably now. He won't need to pit probably for 2 laps. You can see the track is wet enough because those tyres haven't fallen to pieces. We saw on lap 1 that Bacchus's inters were already crisped after half a lap. But look at the state of Flappy's tyres now. We know Flappy is good on tyres, but there is a certain level of it doesn't matter how good you are on your tyres if you're in the wrong conditions for them.
Absolutely.
Flappy is just on the right tyres at the moment. The wet is coming off. It is a little bit less wet at this end of the track as we come out of that kind of carousel section.
But it's still on the first line of the damp meter, and that should be enough for the inters to hold their
It's
grip.
just dropping underneath, but he's made the time up now, so even if he pits, he's going to come out ahead.
Bacchus now under pressure from Boss, and Boss is on the inters as well, but Boss's car is not damaged. And we have Gadget and Vlave now coming up to them.
Yep. Jag still holding a bit of a gap to Bacchus. I mean, Boss has absolutely put himself in a good position here.
Boss is definitely trying to look for a way around, but it's
There it
so
is.
tight.
He's going to have the run here. Remember, Bacchus has got rear wing damage. He's going to be slow on that straight. And it did not take a lot of effort. Of course, they're in the same car. And he powers through. And he's going to be taking second place in this race at this point. But this is the really difficult thing for Jagannat. What tyres do you take? If he didn't have the damage, he'd stay on the slicks. You can see H-Boss. There he is. In the wet puddles. He's trying to cool off those tyres. But Jagannat's now in a really difficult position, because what tyres do you take? And remember, they've still got to take into account the 90 minutes. I would take slicks. Flappy's back in for slicks. Now that's a free pit stop.
Yeah.
This is why it was crucial about Jagannat's error. If Jagannat stayed on the track, I think they would have come in at the same time, and it would be back to all square. Jag lost, what, 10, maybe 10 seconds in the mistake? I'm trying to guess by the difference in their lap times. But Flapjack's already back out. But he got himself a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, that must have been for the entry.
Yeah, it was for the entry. Now, he's going to pull away probably from these guys behind him very quickly. So it probably won't cost him, but it may cost him against the pack ahead of him. Because he may come roaring up to the back of them. And then he's stuck. Ricey's got damage on both front wheels, by the way, and the splitter. But now, are we looking at maybe the Alphas looking in a good position? Is H-Boss looking like he's the one to be in a good position? I don't think so. I think Flappy's going to be... Oh! The wipers have just come back on.
Ooh.
Is that real, or is that a...
No, I can't see anything on Boss's front windshield.
Jagannat is down to 8th and is on the soft tyres again. So there are 2 cars between him and Flappy.
Oh, wait, there's puddles. It is
Yeah,
raining
there's droplets.
again.
It's raining again. H-Boss could win this race. Flappy
We could
is
have
going
the
to
Alphas in
be
2
kicking
and 3.
himself. Yeah, Flappy's going to be kicking himself. He's going to have to absolutely drive like mad. And bear in mind, Jagannat still has the fastest lap of the race somehow. Somehow. I'm not quite sure how he's managed that.
That was lap 1.
That was lap 1, because he didn't pit. Right, H-Boss needs to just protect those tyres and find some puddles.
We see the Alphas have chewed up a lot of the front tires versus Boss's Lambo. And Ricey, even with his damage, he's keeping up with the Alphas.
He is. Because it's not yet wet. And the rain's gone again.
Typical
That's
weather from the north.
Typical weather for the Nordschleife. The Eifel Mountains are famously completely mad. I've been near the Eifel region before. I've never been to the Nordschleife, but I've been near that region, and the weather literally took like 5 minutes, and it would just be completely misty and foggy, and you're like, blimey. So yeah, I'm not surprised. I think Ricey could be leading this race at the end of this lap.
Yeah, Ivan's under heavy pressure right now.
Yeah, and he's pressuring the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ricey needs to be smart here. He can't go offline. He's gonna have. There it is. That was a great move by Ricey.
Oh.
But does he have enough straight line speed with the damaged wing? That was beautifully set up. But yeah, look, he doesn't have the pace because of the wing damage. He's getting too much dirty air off. Oh, and H-Boss is wide. And again, look at the exits he's getting. And now he's on the dry part of the track there. And that was the difference. He could get the power down, and he flew by. And that's the thing. He's got to make the exits count. He's worked this out. We know Ricey's a wily old fox. He will find a way through these guys because he's got the experience. But here we go. There's the problem. He doesn't have the straight line speed, and even the Alpha is now catching him. This is genuinely the craziest race.
This must be so frustrating for Ricey.
Flappy's got damage.
Again.
Flappy's got damage. Jag is only 2 seconds behind him. He's had a 5-second mistake. He's got a 3-second penalty. He's about to concede all of that gain that he lost to Jagernat. Sorry, all the gains that he got on Jagernat from Jagernat's mistake, he's now going to lose through his damage and his 3-second time penalty. They're 12 seconds off the lead, roughly. Gadget is now to P1.
Oh,
So
wow.
H-Boss has had a mistake. He's gone off, I would assume, he's had a mistake into the bottom, the corner before the carousel.
Yeah.
See if you can catch it on the replay.
They're in front of him right there, so...
No,
I
no, it was
couldn't catch
before then. But most importantly, as Bottle has just pointed out, thank you very much, Burger Van, for crashing into Jules' house and making us have to restart, so we got this crazy weather situation. I have no idea who's going to win this race at the moment.
It could be
Flappy,
anyone.
it could be anyone. Flappy is now only half a second ahead of Jag. That Jag will I would assume Jag will be smart here, and he will wait for the Dottinger because Flappy's got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, that would definitely be the smart move.
Yeah, he is. Oh, there's a yellow.
Yellow.
It's Ricey's round.
Ricey's
Beautiful,
around.
beautiful flick spin though by Ricey to get it back in the right line. Very sensibly pulls out the way. He's got no more damage than he had, but he gets it going.
Oh,
That was a great bit of car control.
Just before the YouTube corner there.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he doesn't have engine damage. That is a big, big win. I think he just had a spin. So that's a huge sigh of relief there. Gadget now leads at the Nordschleife. I'm sure no one is particularly surprised. But Gadget needs to get off those tyres. Vlave needs to get off those tyres. And H-Boss needs to get off those tyres. Flappy needs to pit for damage. And guess who's going to end up back in the lead? After starting the race in reverse gear.
That will be Jag.
Who knows what's going to happen next? This race is crazy and we're 20 minutes in, I remind you all. We've got another hour and 10 minutes of this. And just because Jag's leading after this, well, presumed leading after this exchange, he could get it wrong. He could make a mistake, he could get engine damage, he could put the wrong tyres on.
The rain could come back even heavier.
Yep.
So
the clouds haven't disappeared. They're still there. There's Flapjack's penalty. Flapjack kind of in a very gamingly sort of way stayed on the racing line. I don't know if you spotted that, but Flapjack stayed rooted to the dry part of the track while he served his penalty and forced Jag to go on the wet. Just in case Jag had a little bit of a whoopsie on the wet stuff.
we have H-Boss back up into first
H-Boss
place.
back into the lead!
That Lambo is seriously rapid up the straight.
Can he get it in the pits? Don't hit the wall!
Oh!
Gadget goes round again! Gadget and Ivan are going again!
Oh!
Look at Ivan's front left!
Oh no! That's my that is gonna be burned off.
But
Ivan with the best
Vlave
lap.
takes the fastest lap! But look! Jagernat's caught 10 seconds on them in this in that part of the track. Flappy's back in for the softs. H-Boss will be going for softs and repair his damage. Bacchus is up to 5th. Ricey stayed out with the damage. He's in such he's holding his track position.
Wow.
He's on the right tyres. So this if we ignore the weather now, this needs to go back to being a strategy race. And even on the soft tyres, I think everyone's going to have to pit twice again.
Well, we have Jag right up Ivan's gearbox, and he's going for
That's
a
not
pass.
gonna work, Jag! Don't do it! Don't do it! No!
Oh,
No way! That's not where you do it!
But he made it work, though. He made it work.
How
He's
the
up in the
hell?
second.
How? You don't overtake on the outside in the damp at
That
Flugplatz.
place is super scary. You shouldn't do that, but yet he managed to do it.
It's scary enough trying and get around the outside of that of the corner before Arenberg, but doing it Flugplatz is mental. That is the overtake of the year so far. KGR Racing, by the way, has just taken the fastest lap.
Ooh, 7:25. Whoa.
I remind you all, in qualifying they were doing 7:01s. And KGR's got a car with almost every single panel broken. The pace is not high right now. Flappy is down in 9th.
Oh.
He's just ahead of Dennis.
Is that because of his penalty?
Because of his pit stop.
Oh yeah, he had a pit stop again.
Yeah.
He didn't come out with penalty that time, right? I haven't checked.
No. He fixed his mistake.
Well, Jagnat is all over Gadget right now. Is he going to try and find another foxy move around him? Oh, outside again? Oh.
It's back to no. The thing is, it's there may be the tiniest bit of moisty damp, but there's so little there now that Jaganat's got the. You can see a little patch there, but the difference in grip now is going to be astronomical, and all Jag needs to do is just wait, just be patient. He's got a huge gap in real terms back to the next car on slicks. Ricey's damaged, he will pit earlier than him. Bacchus is the next car on slicks, and he is. Oh, Jag's gone on the outside.
Oh,
that's not a move.
The balls on this man.
And Blue rightly says, Gadget got on the curb. Gadget was the one on the curb. Jag's got to be really careful. He can't touch the curbs, as Blue's rightly said. He can't risk it. There is a little bit of puddles here.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but there's a little bit as you cross the line of the track.
So, yeah.
Jag is now back and away.
Luke and Bacchus in 5th and 6th respectfully here.
So, Jag's made one pit stop. And he has not run any inters yet. Gadget's made one pit stop and has run both tyres. Blade's made one pit stop and run both tyres. Flappy has pitted twice. And has damage again!
Are you serious?
He's run it wide again.
Oh.
You know how you said you were hoping Flapjack would get some luck this race?
I think I effed that.
I think everything after lap 1 has gone totally wrong for him. He looked like he was in the prime position to win this race at the end of lap 1 or lap 2. You know, when he was catching Jag and he looked like he'd got it all right, and then he put the slicks back on. He should have stayed on the inters for one more lap and then gone to the slicks.
I don't want to curse on the stream, but I will say this: the weird shitometer has really struck Flappy again.
Yeah. He has no luck. He has no luck in these races. And Jag's already looking at setting purple laps.
Well, Jules is in 13th now and still just keeping it on track. Let's hope he doesn't find the Burger van.
Or the Burger van doesn't find him.
Yeah, as we see Grim in 14th, he's really, really struggling. Way off pace.
That's fine. That's understandable in that car.
That car is just way too difficult and way too clunky to drive. So, let's hope he just gets the car home. And Jag's probably just going to be able to run away with this now.
Ricey is now catching Vlave because Vlave's left front has completely worn out.
Oh yeah, and his right one is about to go shortly as well. Yeah,
Luco's got damage.
Those inters will completely die. Who's got damage?
Luco's got damage. H-Boss has spun. He's dropped behind Luco, I think. I may be wrong. No, I think H-Boss was actually behind Luco beforehand. Bacchus has got rear damage. There's a lot of people who have dinged the rear wing. So we've had a lot of spins and nudges into the barrier backwards. KGR Racing has got almost full damage, as I said earlier. Ooh. Dennis hasn't got any damage and is running the medium. So he's trying to go one more stop.
Well, if you can just keep it consistent now and avoid any major mistakes, I think Dennis could be able to capture a good position.
Yeah. How far is he behind? He is.
33 behind the leaders.
He could get himself almost to the top 5 just on pit strategy.
Just keep it on track now. But that Scooby should be pretty fast on the straight, even though Dennis is a little bit tight there.
Got through.
Dennis got through.
Jag has pulled 11 seconds in half a lap on Gadget. If anyone is still... And this is why I think Jag wanted to stay on the slicks. Because it wasn't really wet. It was a case of trying to just get by. And it's the opposite to what Flappy did, which was, it's wet, I will take the gamble for the tyres and get the time. But he rolled the dice again. Too early.
Rice is still staying out.
Rice is staying out because he's got damage but the right tyres. Luco's got damage on the right tyres. H-Boss has got the right tyres. All the guys on the right tyres are going to stay out because you're gaining massively in terms of track position. This is not an easy track to pass on, even in the dry. Like, it's not going to become magically easier. Back has stayed out even though he's got damage. Dennis up to 6th. I called it.
Yeah.
He's on medium, so he's going to be slow.
Out in front of Gadget.
Yeah. I think TMB have absolutely blundered this. They should have gone in last lap. Blave's down to 9th. Flappy's back in the pits. Is he going to put hards on? No, he stays with softs.
So he's just going to push and see
he's
how
going to
far
probably get that fastest lap, isn't he?
He'll just have to keep it on track for the outlap. That's going to be the major issue now for Flappy. But I know he can do it. He's had some bad luck now. But let's hope that turns. And we have a best new fastest lap by Jagnut with a 7:13.
Yep, but that will be massively up on that. Jag's already almost 4 seconds up on it. Luco's up ahead of Ricey now. H-Boss is closing as well. Remember, H-Boss has got no damage. The 2 cars ahead of him have damage. So H-Boss could get himself up into the P2 here. It depends if he can clear Ricey quickly without Luco getting away. But again, we've still got an hour of this racing left. We can easily still make it to lap 12 or lap 13. Possibly. Maybe not lap 13 now, but lap 12 definitely.
It's getting foggy with clouds again, yeah. Well, it does look a little bit clear from what I can see on my screen. Maybe it's just the sun.
I think it's still foggy, but I'm not sure if it's heavy clouds. I think it's just fog. But we will keep an eye on it.
Well, the boss has passed Ricey.
There's some cloud off to the... Oh, the wind has changed as well. The wind is now coming down from the floodplains direction. There is some cloud over by kind of Arenberg. No, kind of by the horseshoe area.
Ivan's being chased down by Senna now. We have Dennis. It seems like he's cleared Gadget a little bit.
Yeah, he has. Fair enough to Dennis. Do you know what? What we haven't taken into account here? TMB's strategy blunder, I think, is caused because Gadget's in VR.
Yeah.
He didn't know as much information. He
Well,
didn't know what everyone else was on. He didn't know what everyone else was doing. He
yeah,
only
that's
had
true.
his own. And Vlave may have just followed his team leader. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Gadget just about hot heat.
Well, Jigna now, gap down to Luco, 24 seconds. So I think just with a tire stop. Oh, and Jagnut goes
Jagnut's
off!
off! No damage.
No, I think Jagnut, if he goes into the pits, he should be clear from
Yep, he'll
Luco.
be clear.
Just a second or two.
H-Boss is up to third. It was a mistake, but it wasn't too costly for Jag. He just needs to... He's got the gap, he doesn't need to push so hard.
Well, Luco is almost 4 seconds ahead of him now. So he gained a lot from having Ricey between him and Boss at the beginning.
Yeah, Jag lost 2 seconds in that mistake, so not a huge gain for Luco. Jaganite is still 7 seconds purple, by the way.
Yeah. Could be another fastest lap for Jag.
And I would assume the lap after that will probably be faster than that because probably won't make the same mistake again. Zeno's dropping off the back of Vlave. I think Vlave actually might be slightly catching Gadget.
Gadget is very close to Dennis right now. But the thing is, do these cars have enough power to pass each other even on the straight?
What, the Alphas?
Mm-hmm.
The Slipstream will do enough.
Dennis just needs to keep that thing on track. Don't do any mistakes. Gadget will be there immediately.
Yep. Bacchus has dropped back, I think. Yeah, he's 6 seconds slower than Dennis, so he's made a mistake as well. A lot of mistakes tonight. Which is what we said might happen.
Yeah. The Nordschleife is definitely a difficult track to race on.
7:05 coming for Jaggernaut? Yep, 7:05, 8 seconds quicker.
I'm just trying to keep a look on the battle for 6th. Even in the slipstream, Gadget is not gaining all that much onto Dennis.
Nope, I'm not surprised. Now there could be a little bit of fuel mix there. He doesn't feel like he was close enough. He picked the slipstream up late, but I think this could be Gadget's pace right now. Dennis is doing an absolutely bang up job. What's that, 7:10? Yeah, 7:10. That's a good lap time.
Yeah.
And you can see he's on the medium tyres, they're older. And he's now got Bacchus in front of him who's going to give him a bit of dirty air. Yeah, Dennis could get himself in the top 5 here.
Any other close battles on track we should pay attention to?
No, the closest one is the Gadget Dennis and Bacchus. H-Boss is closing in on Luco though. That's down to 2 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, the no damage on the H-Boss's car is really
And
helping.
we have Gadget trying to go for a move on the inside. Ooh.
Not again, boys! Dennis very wisely. And Dennis is going to get the... No, he backed off again. It looked like he was going to get the run, but no, that was a very wise move. Dennis has had a lot of races now. He knows that battle wasn't worth fighting. He's on the medium tyre. He can make that last, and he can let Gadget do the heavy lifting against Bacchus now. Those two may hold each other up a bit, You know, Gadget's probably not going to disappear as far up the road as, you know, maybe back as much as Dennis may have feared, because he's going to have to find a way past Bacchus.
We got the sun coming in now, so
Yep.
it doesn't look like there's any rain for the moment.
Nope, sun's broken. Lights will be coming off the car soon, I'm sure. No, that's still on. But H-Boss down to 1.4 seconds behind Luco. Jag's pulled another 3 seconds up on Luco. He's purple again.
Jag has just improved and improved and improved and just gotten better and better over the seasons I've watched him. It's
Well, I was talking to him, you know, when we came here last year, and that was about a year ago. We last came to the Nordschleife, and he said, you know, the Nordschleife isn't a track that he particularly enjoyed. He struggled with it, and look at him now. So,
yeah.
you know, he's put in the work, and you put in the work, you reap the rewards, and he truly is reaping those rewards. So, you know, he's got no reason to change his approach. It's working for him. He's made a couple of mistakes in this race, and he's still out in front because he's not made a mistake on the strategy too much. You know, I think he was trying to stay out all along. I think he only pitted because of the damage. I think it would have been interesting if he'd managed to stay out on that first set of slicks throughout. And we probably would have gained another 20 seconds on the field right now. We'd probably have almost a minute advantage.
We have Gadget in front of Bacchus.
Blimey, that didn't take long. I thought it was going to take until here.
That aero damage must cripple the Lambo a lot more than we thought. But Bacchus is keeping up with Gadget.
Yep, just about.
Man, that Lambo just looks menacing.
H-Boss right with Luco now. If we want to see a Lambo that hasn't got damage, and H-Boss is through. Luco's just let him straight through.
Wow.
I think he just didn't want to fight that.
Yeah.
So, what can Boss do in terms of lap time? See if Jag doesn't make the same mistake as last lap. Nope, he's all good this time.
Good.
Not going to get a mysterious invoice on the Emperor bills this month.
Boss hasn't pulled away too much from Luco yet.
No, not yet. That Viper is a surprisingly good car through twisty corners. At least on GT7, it does seem to be pretty good. It's not just a straight line machine.
Well, I remember in GT Sport it was just absolutely horrible, and I would never have chosen it as a car to race with. Group 3 variant was a lot better, but
you did have a couple of good performances in that in the Group 3 one.
Absolutely, that was. I think one of the best was Tokyo in the Rain. That was a very good one, where you fought Smith for the entire race, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a battle of yeah, that was an interesting fight. That's another race where I got the strategy wrong in the wet and had to fight back, but it wasn't quite such a. Didn't look quite so ridiculous in terms of the time gap. You know, there wasn't a 8 laps and you've got to catch 31 seconds or whatever it was for Jag. It was 6 seconds I had to catch over half a race, and it took literally till the final corner on the final lap for us to draw alongside. That was a fantastic race. That was season 2, round 1, 2020. That was a fabulous race, and you know, if Smithy had won that one and I hadn't, he would have fully deserved it. He drove a brilliant race in the Lamborghini Huracan Group 3, bear in mind. A car that only he ever managed to tame. And many tried it. Many tried that car and they never got it to work.
Yeah, that car is difficult. Even on GT7, I would say the Huracan is for
In
the
stock
very
form,
specially
yeah.
interested people.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I decided to try and make the Renault work was, you know, Smithy had his car that he'd made work, and Gadget had the Alpha Group 4 that he'd made work and no one else had got working, and you know, there were certain cars that people were starting to kind of make
We
into
have
a signature.
Ricey finally into the pits.
That's fair. Those tyres are getting a little bit worse for wear. He can go to the, what's that? He'll probably get 4 laps out of those tyres and then run to the end. Maybe he'll run 2-3 laps if we're going to get 12 laps. Yeah, he'll probably get 12 laps now, so yeah, he'll probably run 2-3 lap stints to the end. Unless he goes for mediums, maybe he'll just try and run to the end.
Senna now up into 8th. We have Mickey Flappy into the pits again. Oh, and he's got damage again.
Ah, poor old Flappy. Not a great end to the lap for Jack though. Only gained half a second on his previous best, so those tyres are starting to wear. I'm guessing Jack will either. When did he last pit? He last pitted on lap 2, so he's managed to take those tyres 5 laps at the end of this, I think. So he will probably pit at the end of this lap and take those to the end.
So he will pit around the, what do you think, 30-minute mark?
He'll pit at the end of this one, so that'll be what, 51 minutes. So he'll have to take those tyres 40 minutes, which is what, 5 laps, just over. Maybe we will still make it to lap 13 and just. Interesting.
Well, H-Boss's tires does not look bad.
Ready?
But yeah, he wasn't to the pits 1 lap ago. Is that right?
No, lap 3. He's got a tyre. He's got a lap up on
It just says P on lap 5 on my screen, so.
Yeah, I'd ignore it. It's a 7-Eleven, that definitely wasn't a pit stop.
Oh, okay. Oh. Yeah, I see, yeah.
Gadget back up to P4, ahead of Bacchus. Brave that in P6 with Dennis right behind. So Bacchus has slowly dropped into their clutches. And Ricey dropping down to 9th after his pit stop. We'll see if he try and take those tyres all the way to the end then.
Well, from
a long way back now, 30 seconds back from Ricey.
From the prediction of fuel and everything, it was said that fuel should not possibly be needed in this one. So we'll see if that is true. But right now, yeah, over half a tank left on Bacchus's car. So what do you think? Do you think there will be any refuel in this one?
I think a few cars will possibly be able to get away with no fuel. However, not necessarily all of them. Some of the more fuel inefficient cars may need a little bit of a little top up, but I don't think it would be much.
Ivan is looking for the move as we see Bacchus going off and dropping the position to both Ivan and Dennis.
Yeah. Dennis
No,
is behind Ivan now.
no
So
further
those medium
damage on
tyres.
Bacchus's car though, so that's good. We've lost KG and Grim. Very spread out between Jules, Mickey, Flappy, and Ricey now.
Yeah, I mean Ricey's kind of still in this. He's not that far behind. He's what 17. He's only about 20 seconds back from Bacchus and Dennis, so he's not out of this at all. He could still get himself back into it. The gaps just look very big at the moment because Jaganet's so far ahead.
Oh, Dennis going off right before YouTube corner, but
he gets away with it though.
Whew. A little bit further out, and he would have clamped it into the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, almost 40 seconds up to Jag now from Boss. So yeah, Jag is really on fire tonight as well as he's been in the previous races.
Well, you know, maybe he was just checking all the gears worked earlier at the start.
that could be it.
I think it's the only explanation I can think of. Just so everyone is aware, I will be taking the mickey out of him about that later. He's not going to get away with that one scot-free.
I think probably his plan was to make sure everyone was awake.
That's fair. Jack goes around again. Wow, he's taking those tyres all the distance.
Wow.
So he'll almost certainly be in this lap and then he can stop. I know this sounds ridiculous to say. Start putting in the proper lap times.
Well,
those fresh tyres.
When did he go in? Was it lap 3?
2. He's been going
two.
on those tyres
Yeah.
for some time.
So, yeah.
Luco's finally in.
They've lasted a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, Luco in. Is this his first? No, this is not
Second.
his first. Yeah, okay, second this time. So Gadget takes back third for now. Viper boys in 7th and 8th. Senna will probably go one more lap now, or this one, and get some new boots on. Yeah, Flappy has now had the most luck this season. I'm thinking he's gonna put this season behind him and look forward for season 2.
Yep. I mean, it's always the way you've got to do it. Not every season goes your way.
No.
But that's okay. He'll reset if we take a look at next season's calendar.
I think we have a visit at the one of the short tracks of Grand Valley, so that's gonna be awesome to see. And we have Juggernaut with some damage on his front end, and a half-second penalty. So a little bit of lost focus.
Yep, so just as a run through of the calendar, so we start off with Road Atlanta on the 18th of May in the Group 3 cars. So I believe that's the first outing for Road Atlanta, but I may be wrong. Then we have obviously the DRHHL Invitational event. So that will be the top 9 automatically in. There'll be 3
That's on the off week, isn't it?
Yeah, that is in the off week. And then I think there's some wild cards as well. So we'll find out, I believe, on Monday which cars have been assigned to who. After that, we have Interlagos in the Group 1 class, Grand Valley 1 in the South Orientation. So that's Group 4. Then we have Dragon Trail Seaside Reverse in Group 2, a staple of the series. I think we've done that 3 times now. Kyoto Yama and Mayaba Reverse in Group 3. Blue Moon in Field A in Group 1, another staple. I think we've done that one at least twice. Barcelona National Layout in Group 4, and then Nürburgring. We're back at the Nürburgring again, but this time for the GP layout in Group 2 in the 90-minute Super Enduro, which is a race we have done as well, which myself and Dawson battled out for the win. Hope you guys in chat are enjoying it.
It's just a calm before the storm, I would imagine.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Senna's dropped off quite significantly from Luco and is being caught up by Ricey right now. Senna's tires are probably going. And it looks very grey in the sky.
It does look, I was just about to say, it's got very grey again. Jag's been off. He's got damage.
Yeah, I said that earlier. Jag
I missed that.
Went off. I didn't catch his off, but I caught his the end of the penalty that he got.
Jag has actually accidentally put himself in a really difficult position again. Because he needs everyone to go through a round of pit stops, effectively. Now, he shouldn't lose the lead here, even with him having to stop this lap because those tyres are wrecked. He'll take his little blip of the penalty, but that wasn't too bad. You can actually see the fact that damage is actually really affecting his ability to stay straight. Mm-hmm. What he needs is it to absolutely tip down now. Because then everyone's going in the pits. If he goes in the pits and selects his tyres and it starts to rain then... There it is! That flashed for a moment. Was that him checking the wing mirrors? The windscreen wipers? Or was that the rain just starting for a moment?
I don't know.
I don't know, but he'll be in. Yeah, he's in. Now, will he wait? I would not be surprised if he waits till the last second of the animation before he selects his tyres. Sit there until he starts to lose time before he commits to the tyre choice. That's what I would do.
I'm trying to look down the field.
Yeah. I can't see any wet. There we go. He's going to have a huge advantage. H-Boss is going to stay out for another one.
looking very grey right now. I'm
Gadget might be in this lap. His tyres are wrecked. Thank you, MS. I'm glad you're enjoying the comms. No one's rolling the dice. Everyone's staying out, even if their tyres are wrecked. Dennis is still holding off Bacchus, by the way, because Bacchus has got that damage, even though he's got the better soft tyres.
That Lambo does not seem to eat its tires as much
No, it
as
doesn't.
the other cars on track. That's what I've noticed on the Brands Hatch race as well. The Lambos were very good on their tires, versus the others that just seem to chew up the tires at any and all opportunities.
Those clouds are receding again, I think. No, they're still pretty much there, but they just haven't quite... We're back to basically, I think, CO5. This looks like CO5 again, so... Yeah, very difficult to know what's going to happen here.
Now it seems to light up a little bit where Jag is. So.
But it's still absolutely thunderously dark down with Jules. Oh, go on, start raining at this end of the track.
That's definitely going to change things up if it does.
Yeah. So for all of Jag's massive advantage, it's back down to only 11 seconds. Now, in real terms, he's a pit stop up. If it stays dry, and H-Boss, Gadget, Vlave, Dennis, no, maybe not Dennis. In real terms, it's probably just H-Boss. But if they all go back into the pits and put on another set of slicks, all Jag has to do is keep it on the island, and he's probably safe no matter what. Pick the safe tyre choice, keep it on the island, because everyone behind him will have to take a risk at that point. He's proven he's got the quickest car today over the course of a stint. I know Flappy's got the fastest lap at the moment, but Flappy is a minute and 5 seconds off the lead now, and is pushing like crazy and then bidding it. So Flappy needs to get back into a rhythm, and that will help him.
I'm trying to cheat a little bit to watch Dennis's stream, see if I can see him flick
see the weather
radar.
report. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
It does. I don't know, it feels like it's lighting up again.
Possibly. It's hard to tell right now because everyone's over on the lighter side of the track. You can see there's quite a lot of clouds still. It's just where the sun is. I think the thing that we have actually not got round to saying is, of course, that it is Dennis's final race in ADEC tonight. And he is running a little bit of a tribute livery. On the side of the car, it's got a lovely message to everyone who's taken part in ADEC and raced against him, as a message of thanks. Dennis will be missed from the ADEC grid. He's transferring over to the ACC league in another community. But it's lovely to see Dennis putting on such a great showing in his final race. He's never quite managed to live up to the highs of that one, spectacular performance in a mixed lobby and at Trial Mountain in Group 2 back last year in the Mercedes. But on his day, could mix it right up in the top half of the grid. He will be really missed from the ADEC grid. Thank you very much for all of your time here, Dennis, in ADEC, and we look forward to seeing how you do in the next league you're in.
Yeah, I've raced him a few times, and in Tier 2, and definitely very
So yes, it was
good
Deep Forest, not
respect.
Trial Mountain.
Yeah.
Bottas corrected me. I'm going to count that, you know, things that happened after 2021 in ADEC, I'm not going to know as well because I wasn't in it.
Yeah, Dennis is a very good, clean, respectful racer, and yeah, it's going to be a shame not seeing him on track.
Yeah, he's grown and grown with the seasons gone by. Always willing to have a race with people and keep it clean and fair. And he likes to wind up Nessie in the community, in the chat. So
Well, Nessie winds up everyone. So.
I can neither confirm nor deny that statement. That'd be really messy.
But we're also getting a new driver to ADEC next season in Cartman, so that could be interesting to see how he stacks up with Jag and Flappy and all that stuff.
Yep. Obviously, it's the most important thing is it's wonderful to see Cartman back racing again. You know, he's had a really I can't imagine what the time's been like for him, but it's fabulous to know he's well and safe, and now is in a position to be able to enjoy some of his hobbies again. So it's great to have him joining the grid. I think he'll be right up there, at least, you know, straight away in qualifying. You know, maybe not straight away in the hour races. You see that quite often. You know, you get quick people come in and they take a little bit of time to accustom themselves to the longer format. But the pace will be there. Obviously, the difficulty for Cartman, I think, will be the car choices as well. You know, sometimes you pick something which on paper looks like it's going to be really good, and then it doesn't quite work out in ADEC. It's a strange old series, this. You don't always see what's the established kind of daily or as we see Gadget and Blave in.
Yep, Motion Blur Boys in.
Yeah. You know, you don't see the established kind of sport mode meta always transferring into ADEC. You know, we've had some interesting car choices be actually really, really quick.
Absolutely.
RSO1. You know, the Alpha Group 4 when Gadget was running that, the NSX in Group 2 and in Group 4 in a lot of ways. Obviously these days with the tuning as well, it does balance out the bop a little bit, because if you can get the tune working, you can get past some of the issues with the bop. But still, it's always been interesting how just the meta isn't always our ADEC meta.
As we see, Luco is trying to pass Dennis now. Dennis is on very bad tires.
Mediums. Yeah. Well, like I say, Dennis is trying to get to the. Is he going to try and get to the end?
I don't think so.
I don't think he can make it. I think he's going to have to pit for some softs, but that's got to be a bit annoying in some ways. Like if he could make it to the end, the gap to. I guess the gap to Rice is only 10 seconds actually, and Gadget's only 3 seconds behind that, and Blade's right on his tail. These two, in the last year or so, have become basically inseparable on the track. Like, how often do we see those two orange cars next to each other, following each other around? It's like baddies in Marvel films, in black SUVs tailgating.
Yeah.
Bottle does make a very good point actually. Is in the recent BOP updates and physics updates, there's been a lot of changes in the BOP tables. Group 1, Group 3, big changes. And Cartman has the advantage of coming in with a free choice.
Yeah.
So you know, that could pay to his advantage, but at the same time, it could also not work because again he's following the paper and not the practicalities. So you
Well,
really don't know until you're in the race.
one car I've seen Cartman do well in the Tuesday series is is it the 2018 R8? He's
The
managed
newest one.
Yeah, he's managed to tame that one, whereas everyone else has avoided that car like the plague. So maybe that could be a potential choice for him in ADEC. Maybe he's
Possibly.
going to for something else to surprise everyone. But whereas the Group 1, 2, and 4 choices, those are completely mysterious to me. I haven't a clue what he would choose for that.
Yep, no idea. I would assume Group 2 will be a 16. Or he may choose the Audi.
Oh, yeah.
That's another interesting point. How many people are going to pick the new Audi? How many people are going to pick the Evo 2 Mercedes? That's another available car.
Yeah, the new Group 3 Mercedes, you mean?
Yeah. MS says that Cartman doesn't want to drive the Audi again.
Aha, so it could be a completely open choice then to what he
could
would
pick
choose.
New Audi, new Mercedes, I don't know, a Group 1, and I don't know, let's say the BMW M4 in Group 4, so that he's got all three of the big German marques. The M4's a really interesting car in Group 4 because it's always had so much potential, I've thought. It's one of those cars that has never... It's a trick at the paper, I've always thought, the M4. It's so good over a lap. It gets really good, decent top speed. It's good off the starts, and it's amazing on fuel. But it kills its tyres.
Yeah.
And so it's never been very successful. The only person who's ever made it work, and I'm sure you're shocked to hear this, given their specific prowess in this area, was Britney Pitt.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, he was phenomenal in that in 2021 season 5.
From what I tested in the DRSL race when I rage quit my last league race now in driver's room, we did drive the M4s, the Group 4, and the way you shift that thing now, you can't even see the red line anymore, and you just shift the car and it just flies. It's so it could be a fuel saver, but as you say, it does munch on its tires quite a bit.
I think it was a fuel saver. At one point it wasn't. At one point it was a fuel drinker, and then I think it changed. But I may be wrong. I am thinking back almost 2 years ago now.
That is true, Bottle. Two sides of a coin. One side Brit, and the other side Cusker. Cusker also did very well in the M4. But then again, Cusker was always on automatic gears.
He was, and that's why he always used to have issues with fuel. Because he couldn't do anything to mitigate fuel problems.
And so the Bacchus is all over Dennis. Yeah, I think he's on the pad. Bacchus is all over Dennis right now.
Yep. Dennis is... It's still not actually that far off the back of Luco, amazingly. Right, will Jag set a new best lap? Is he going to get under the 7-minute barrier? Not quite. 7 minutes, 0.7.
Aye. Next lap could be the lap.
Maybe, if I think the tyres are probably past their best. You really only get one run on the tyres for the fastest lap. He may be a little bit quicker in the first half of the lap, because the fuel's going to come down, but they reach a kind of critical point. There we go, H-Boss is in the pits now, which is what we expected. So Luco will probably take over second, but he'll need to pit, I think. Don't think those tyres are going to last to the end.
Oh, Boss has some front damage as well. He's got to fix that.
Oh, hello. Mickey's just had a huge crash. He's got full house damage with the exception of his engine.
Ooh.
Dennis is in. No one is shocked.
Let's see if... oh, I just got the end of it, I think. With that Mickey spin. And... oh. Not a good day at the office for Mickey.
Nope.
Dennis coming out on soft, and he's gonna floor it until the end now.
Yep.
Flappy into the bits as well.
Damage? No, no damage.
No.
Congratulations to Flappy for getting through an entire tyre stint without binning it.
Now we have Boss in front of Bacchus, and Bacchus is still staying out. And same with Luco. Do you think Luco will finish on this stint? Finish the race?
It's got to do 2 more laps. Maybe 3. That's a long way to go.
Oh yeah.
Jaganet's back up to almost a minute gap. It's Boss, who's on the same tyre strategy as him, pretty much.
We have Ricey in between the motion blur boys.
Yeah. Pretty crazy run for Ricey today. Again, I think he'll probably have to pit. I think those tyres are just past it now. But still, the Grand Cucumber is doing a good job.
Yeah, you're right, Blue. Boss is definitely closing on Luco. Boss can go flat out.
Yeah.
But
Luco
not too flat out, of course. Some moderation.
Well, he can try flat out into the wall. I don't think it's going to get him second place.
No?
So, I'm pretty sure Jag is going to take the award for least number of pit stops at this race.
He's only done 2, hasn't he?
I think maybe Luco's only done 2 as well, actually,
Yeah.
but he may have to do a 3rd. That's H-Boss did. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm talking absolute nonsense. Maybe H-Boss did 2 as well, unless he pitted on lap 1. I can't remember. I can't see anymore. Pretty sure Bacchus had to pit twice because he. Did he stay on those inters? Wait.
I think Bacchus stayed on his inters for 2.
I think Bacchus has been out on that set of tyres for 8 laps. This is his 9th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10th lap on these tyres. No, sorry, 9th lap on these tyres. Jeez, he's made those softs with damage last forever. He's just tootled around. That's crazy.
I mean, for a four-wheel drive
Four-wheel
car,
drive.
it's very weird to see it actually hold on to its tires as well as it's doing. It's I didn't expect that from the Lambo, but I've never been able to drive the Group 4 or the 3 Lambo efficiently in GT at all.
Nor have I. I've always found it horrible to drive.
I think we have Gadget closing in on Bacchus as well.
Yeah, he's got much fresher tyres, so I wouldn't be surprised if he does get past Bacchus. But I think Bacchus may pit. It's hard to know because he's been so good on those tyres that he may just accept them being rubbish and just try and hold on for track position. Rice has got to be coming in, surely.
Yeah, those tires have had enough. He's losing grounds to Ivan as well.
Yep. Ivan's all over the back of him, but Ivan's got damage.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Front right narrow. So that's probably why Gadget's pulled away from them now, and why Ivan couldn't do the same trick in terms of getting away. Or getting past. Oh no, Rice is off. Not a big one, just a little bit, and that's landed through a YouTube corner.
Just a little oopsie. Enough to drop the position. Yeah, I'm curious about Risey if he's going in. Because there will probably be
13 laps.
Yeah, 2 more laps to go, isn't it? Yeah.
Even with the slow pit stoppy start, pit stop heavy wet start, we'll go to 13. Jake's about to cross the line.
No
Only a
lap.
measly 7:03. Measly. I think Jake's backed it off at this point. He's got no reason to push.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to be able to take it from him, the fastest lap. So he just has to bring the car home.
Yeah, I mean, Flappy's the only one possibly. Yeah, Flappy's got very new tyres and very little fuel, so I think Flappy might have a shot at this. Let's have a look, see what he's doing. Not on an outlap currently, so this is a real lap. So let's see what he's on the exit of this corner, and I'll let you know. It's coming up purple.
Luco staying out. Rising in front of Vlave again, Ivan.
Not quite sure he's going to do it. He might do.
And Ricey continues to stay out.
Fair enough. That's bold. I respect it, but it's bold.
Well, there's no more grip left in his front, and there goes Vlave again. Ricey just backs off.
Yeah, Flappy isn't going to get close to that time. It's going to be a 7:03.
Let's see, Luco. Yeah, you're right, Blue. Luco's gonna have to hold on for dear life on those tires.
Yeah, I think it's a case of he's having to commit.
I mean, I've seen people in both ADEC and DRTT and DRSL drive with both front tires completely on the red, and they've actually been able to pull out a pretty decent lap time, but they can't push 100%. But if it's enough to stay in front and stay on track, could work.
Yeah, absolutely. H-Boss has got to find the way around him, and he's not closing at the moment. Luco was actually 3 seconds quicker than him last lap. So, did H-Boss have a mistake, or is H-Boss just settling for 3rd place at this point? See, there's still a lot of miles to go. Still a lot of miles.
Michael or Too Fast says he wouldn't stay out on a full lap on a full red tire on this track. Yeah, I don't think I'd do that either.
Yeah, I think, do you know what? That's a low percentage play.
Yeah.
Right, BRB.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see now if Luco stays out or if he dives in. And yeah, H-Boss is not gaining all that much. He's actually losing to Luco right now. And Gadget, it's going a little up and down for Gadget. But Bacchus is closing in on Gadget now. Ooh. Could it be a battle for 4th? and that aero damage on Bacchus's car is really hindering him in the straights. He can't even keep up the top speed with Gadget.
Nope. Also, Blade's dropped 4.5 seconds off the back of him. And actually dropping in, well, I was to say dropping into his clutches of rice, he's not. Dennis, on the other hand, is about to get his Hoover out, because he's about to hoover up some bits of Jag and some bits of Alfa Romeo, and maybe even the Lamborghini ahead of him. What's the gap? 8 seconds. Higher difference. No damage. There's a chance Dennis gets himself a top 5 here. This is the fight for the final. This is the fight for the rest of the race then. Here we go. Dennis has got to be smart about this. He's frustratingly caught Rice at like the worst place possible. This is where he would have wanted to maximise the Alpha's strength, which is handling and low speed stuff. Let's see how he handles this. Tackles this problem.
I'm getting the feeling that maybe Rice isn't defending it all that much either. Remains to be seen.
He's holding on the lines, but he's got no grip. Those tyres are ruined. Dennis needs to.
Oh, we have a yellow flag.
A yellow. That's Vlave off. That was a. Oh, I see.
Oh, and Vlave just went out into the green stuff, and he didn't get more damage, but oh, his car got reset as well.
That's weird.
Vlave's almost running out of fuel. Will it be enough?
Oh yeah. How's that happened?
Same with Dennis.
The Alpha, turns out the Alpha is a thirsty boy.
They might have enough for one more lap.
Dennis has to catch 6 seconds on Bacchus on the final lap. The last time by, he was 5 seconds quicker than Bacchus. This is going to be quite close, actually. Bacchus has got a ruined rear wing, so if there is one car that in the entire field Dennis can overtake on the Dottinger, it is actually Bacchus as well. I think he's going to get him. He's gained back a second or so.
Wow, the time is just dropping.
Yeah.
Well, now the top speed of the Lambo is kicked in, though.
Yeah, and Dennis is possibly fuel saving. The gap between H-Boss and Luco is down to a second and a half.
Yeah, and Luco is committed. He's staying out for the very last lap.
The difference in those tyres. Okay, let's be honest. The boys have put on an absolute treat for us tonight in terms of just lunacy on strategy. That early rain absolutely messed with a lot of strategies, and therefore we've ended up with people committing because they didn't want to lose track position to some really crazy stuff. That's really interesting how this is all shaken out. I'm really rooting for Dennis here to get a top 5 in his final race. I think that would be a fabulous send-off to a wonderful, wonderful campaign in the season. In a car which is, fabulous drive from Dennis. I think, we have to discount Jaggernaut from Driver of the Day because he did start in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an unforgivable sin. So yeah, I think my Driver of the Day might be Dennis. Dennis or Luco. If Luco holds on to P2, I think any of those, Luco, H-Boss or Dennis, any of those three would be worthy winners of Driver of the Day.
Well, Too Fast says, tire save king of the day, Bacchus.
Yeah, no, Bacchus still got tread on that
Yeah.
tyre. I mean, even if he doesn't hold on to P5, he's made those tyres last since lap 2 or whatever it was.
It's just crazy. As we see,
Yep.
Boss is challenging Luke on a will it be a pass? Yeah, and Boss is passed.
Yep, I'm not surprised. The tyre difference was just mad.
No grip left on Luco's tires at this point. Just survive until the end.
Oh, he dropped right up on the gravel though.
Well, Dennis is closing in on Bacchus, and it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, Senna has officially won the race because he was the first to finish.
Ah!
So Senna takes P10, Jules P11. Mickey is crashing at every corner.
Is he?
So yeah, he's up in the twisties having issues.
Ooh.
Slightly messy sort of end there. Jag is way out ahead. Then we've got Boss up into P2. Gadget holding a slim P4. Bacchus is 0.7 of a second ahead of Dennis. Here we go. Go on, Dennis.
The timer has been increased, Blue. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's a minute 30 left. Yeah.
I don't know where the timer is. It may be that no one will finish.
Bottom right. Under the time.
Well, Dennis is almost there. No.
I think Gadget forgot to increase the end timer again. Dennis. Oh
Dennis,
no! He's got some damage on his rear right.
Yeah, I mean, at least he's in four-wheel drive car, so it will kind of survive. But that was the epitome of just I'm throwing everything at it in the kitchen sink. H-Boss and Luco are still battling this out.
Yeah, we're not going to see the fight until the finish line because the end timer is going.
Well, I'm sure they'll fight all the way to the end. Wherever that is. Dennis is back with Bacchus. Should we just send those two out for... Ah, there it is.
Well, Juggernaut took the victory.
Yep.
And the final result is at least on the board in the lobby screen now. So Juggernaut first, fastest lap, 7 minutes. H-Boss, Luco, Gadget, Bacchus, Dennis, Flappy, and Ricey.
Wow, Flappy gets back up to 7th.
Then Ivan, Senna, Jules, Mickey, Grim, and KG.
Yeah, well, a little bit of a anticlimactic finish just because you don't get to see them cross them, but still, what a fantastic race. Weather throwing stuff at us, really mixing up the result, at least early on, and put everyone onto some weird and wacky strategies. As much as we take the mick out of him for his slight faux pas at the start, Jag really did recover himself very well. To get to be a minute ahead and fairly comfortable in the race after maybe lap 4 was an amazing recovery. I think H-Boss did a great job. Didn't qualify that highly. I think maybe P6 or something, but looked really strong in the race throughout. Luco did a great job, I think, from 11th. So fantastic job from him. Because he didn't set a qualifying lap, I think, so maybe even 13th. And of course, Dennis in his final race, he didn't quite get that P5, but still a great drive. Took those mediums, really made those work. And Bacchus obviously taking that damage for a literal hour.
Hmm.
He drove around with those tyres and that damage. So, phenomenal work by everyone. But who's your driver of the day?
Um, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go for Dennis as well. I'm thinking Bacchus as well.
Yeah, I think
Um,
maybe it's Bacchus
it's a
and
little,
Dennis as a shared.
yeah,
I
split.
think, yeah, I think Bacchus for that monumental single effort,
Hmm.
and Dennis because what a fabulous drive in his final race. So yeah, I think they can equally have it. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for joining Kim, throughout the season and all the guest commentators, and thank you Kim for
Yeah,
having me on.
yeah, you're
Um,
more than welcome. It's
and
been a pleasure to have you.
oh, it's
So,
been a pleasure to be on. And we're off for 2 weeks now, but the season starts again in a couple of weeks' time.
and
So
I have news for everyone watching, and because of the physics update, I've been very ragey. I've said I've hated the hell out of Gran Turismo. I've said F you to PD, F you to CAS, but I have some good news. Even though I'm not racing in GT at the moment, currently, and probably will not for a long while, I will continue up with the ADEC commentary. So just be expecting to see season 2 commentary from me again, and there will hopefully be a lot more guest commentators again. So yeah.
yep, well, it's excellent to have you carry on, Kim. You do a great job, and it's great to have a chance to watch back the races each week.
Hmm. I
Um,
do enjoy the commentary stuff, and at least that's one bit of enjoyment we can get from uh, Gran Turismo at the moment. At least for the ones that don't drive, not driving. But yeah, the commentary part is quite enjoyable. I do love doing that for Drivers Room.
well, like I say, we all enjoy having the chance to listen to you and keeping us abreast of the action. But like I say, thank you very much everybody for tuning in tonight, and it's been a really enjoyable race to watch, and hope to see you all soon, catching in for the season opener in 2 weeks' time.
Hmm. It's gonna be good. I am now going to shut down my stream. So yeah, thanks for watching, and next Thursday will be the what was it called? Drivers Room Handicap
Nope,
something.
it's the week after so it's off week next week. Then it's the first round of ADEC season 2, and then it's the handicap lottery.
Okay, that's
It's in
that's what
between
it
round
was.
1 and 2.
Okay, okay, I've completely missed that.
Ah,
So
it's
yeah,
fine.
but yeah, 2 weeks, season 2 starts again, and that should be interesting to see some new cars, new liveries, hopefully, and Cartman entering the field.
Mm,
So
absolutely.
yeah, thank you all, and see you next time.